Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to an all-new GTTV. I'm Jeff Keighley, and this week is all about Tomb Raider. You saw it at E3, and now I'm here at Crystal Dynamics with Darrell, the head of the studio, to show something new that was only behind closed doors at E3, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We had a couple of demos. We had a preview for the Microsoft Xbox conference where we previewed some combat, but behind closed doors, that's where our real demo was.
That's right. Folks at home get to learn a little bit more about the origin of Laura's journey, and this game really is an origin story, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the rebirth, as you said, of Tomb Raider. So this is an origin story. This is the first adventure for Lara. This is the first time we actually get to see her go from zero to hero, essentially, and turn into the Lara that we sort of know and love. So this demo behind closed doors that we're bringing to you is something that really showcases the beginning part of that curve. So that character arc is a really big part of this game, and what we showed behind closed doors was the beginning of that, her actually taking her first steps on this island she's crash landed on, hunting for the first time, having to kill an animal for the first time, and ultimately it's forced into doing something that she didn't want to do. And we really tried to create some drama around that. Yeah. So this whole emphasis on it being meaningful when she actually takes these first steps, meaningful when she actually hunts for the first time, has to kill an animal, right, that there's an impact on her, right? This changes her character.
Sorry.
Not trust моего времени! I always find.
When she actually has to kill for the first time, there's a motivation for it. So this motivation, as you said, you know, there was some suggestive inclinations, should we say, from one of the scavengers on the island, and there's a motivation for her. She was pushed to her limits and ultimately had to react in a way that, you know, she saw fit, which was by killing the guy.
Well, it looks great, got a great reaction at E3. I think some of the fans, when they saw this stuff, I mean, they're obviously going to draw comparisons to Uncharted and other games like that. Here's a chance for you to sort of set the record straight. I mean, is it the same gameplay style as Uncharted? Because I know it seems like there's some upgrades. I mean, there are other things that you're doing as well, right?
Yeah, ultimately, I think we come from similar DNA, so there's going to be crossover, right? So essentially, they've taken some parts of Tomb Raider. That said, we're action-adventure, but we have a different flavor. Yeah. So much like two action films in the summer, you know, we can have two blockbusters, they both have lead actors, they both have big explosions, but the tone might be different, the storytelling might be different.
Oh, God!
The actual pace and the rhythm might be different. So when you actually go and see these two things and experience them, they can be very different films. Yeah. I think the same can be said about our games, where our tone, because it's more mature, I think that's very much reflected start to finish. I think our gameplay, and most importantly, we have Lara.
We are back here on GTTV at Crystal Dynamics, giving you an exclusive new look at Tomb Raider, and now I'm here with KARL. KARL, we just saw you at E3 and you gave us a demo of Tomb Raider, but now we're going a little more in depth. And let's talk about the world that Laura is stepping into, because we obviously know a lot about her, but who are some of these other characters she's going to be?
So what we showed both last year and now this year is that there's so much going on. There's so much mystery on this island. You know, last year, remember, she was attacked by this unknown assailant, probably the guy who hung her upside down. And now, not only does she meet some of the survivors, but we also start introducing some of the scavengers. These are a scary bunch of people. These are guys who've been on the island for quite a while. These guys have been here a lot longer than Lara has, and as a result, they haven't been able to uncover this mystery, and they've built this real social structure. So the first group of guys you come across, these are the pretty hardcore. These are the collectors, the gatherers. These are the guys that are sent out whenever a vessel lands on the island. They're sent out to pillage whatever they can from it, whether it be gasoline, food, medical supplies, and also if they're survivors. So these guys don't really care too much for Lara or who these people are. They basically have an objective from their leader, and they're just fulfilling it.
Now, there's some other survivors that you're going to meet along the way as well, right?
Yeah, so we introduced really the main cast, all right? We want to bring Lara to life in this game in a way in which we've never done so before.
I hate tombs.
What that means to us is developing her personality so that you get to see that she's multifaceted. You get to see that she shows remorse when a situation happens, jubilation when she finds that the people are alive. So far, we'd introduced you to Roth. You know, last year you sort of met Roth at the base camp. It showed us a facet of this Lara Croft who didn't believe that she was a Croft. This year now, you get to meet Sam, who's a friend that was kidnapped by this teacher through the demo. And then you meet from Grim to Reyes to Jonah. These are all characters that each have personalities, and each one, some of them are afraid, some of them are sort of a little bit stronger, and you start to see a side to Lara you've never seen before.
Now let's talk a bit about Whitman, who's a character you're giving us a little more detail on tonight, right?
So Whitman is this, he's this TV explorer, right? So we're going to tell a little bit of his story in the very near future about, here's a guy who You know, he is the chief archaeologist of this adventure, and really he's the guy that wants to sort of get the glory for this journey. You can see it play out a little bit in where he's talking at the shrine to Lara. Lara's, you know, a little bit scared about what's going on because these candles are lighting, whereas Whitman's all about the glory.
It's like finding Atlantis.
But this is real, Dr. Whitman. We're not standing on a myth.
We're standing on a gold mine!
Whitman's like, this could make us millionaires. So you can sort of see straight away that he's a guy that you've got to watch. He gives up far too easily. You can see where, you know, he gets attacked and he's got the gun. The one thing that could protect him and Lara, and he's too quick to put it down. So it sort of shows a side to his character that as we play through the game, you know, he's somebody to watch.
So would it be fair to say they are sort of the main antagonists in the game?
Yeah, I would say you'll start to see them play out as the main antagonist. They're the ones that you got to watch out for.
Get off!
Just go along with them, Lara. Do whatever they say. These are fascinating.
I've seen these before. Around Steph's body. They must be ritualistic.
Lara Croft is back, and now on GTTV, we're going to get into some of the specifics of the new level we're showing off tonight for the first time. I'm here with Brian, the art director, and Kyle, the producer of this game. And one of the big encounters, the first sort of scary encounter in this game, is against a wolf, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to make sure that, and animals are a big part of the Tomb Raider franchise, and we wanted to make a wolf that was, you know, a little bit more intimidating than what you've seen in past games. So we put a lot of energy and attention into that and make sure that encounter meant something for Lara. This is her first encounter. It's the first time she's going to kill an animal that's trying to kill her.
Right, and you know, there's a great sense of, I think, tension here too, because she really has nothing, right? I mean, at this point, she's just found kind of what, a bow and arrow, right?
Yeah, she started out with just armed with determination, really, and then she finds her signature weapon, the bow, off of a corpse that's hanging in a tree, and it kind of goes from where one man's journey ended, hers only begins. And as she becomes that hunter and ultimately encountering the wolves, you kind of see her going to this very sure of herself moment. She goes from being a very proactive hunter to now when wolves attack, reacting to that and actually staying ahead of the curve there.
Absolutely. No, it's a very tense sequence. And I mean, that's part of, I guess, the excitement of this game is that you can really, you know, you can start off in a spot where there's a lot at risk, right? I mean, you don't feel like a superhero.
Yeah, it's with the wolves and with a lot of the characters that we're interacting with, we like to really focus on that kill or be killed situation, right? She must act in that moment. Yep. And out of that survival moment, you really start to see the survivor being born in front of you at your hands. I mean, she is going into the mode of like, I am going to use my will to overcome these situations and ultimately, you know, really bring the depth to the gameplay.
Now, this game has a lot of high action moments and tense moments, but one thing that you're doing here that I think a lot of fans may not realize is there's a whole upgrade path to how you can sort of go through this game and improve the character.
Absolutely. You're seeing a story of this woman versus nature, and in order to overcome nature, she's honing in her survival instincts. And that's manifested most frequently by her returns to base camps. I mean, it's really that start of her expedition. She gets in there, and you'll start to watch a little bit of character growth happen there. You, as a gamer, can start to upgrade Lara, start to upgrade her equipment. We are a gear-gated game, and so in the very beginning, when you just find like a butcher, like a blade, really.
I can use this.
And she starts to understand, hey, I need to upgrade this and add more equipment to it so it can be a pry tool to open up doors, and then from there it starts to ultimately become, you know, that iconic climbing axe, right? And so as she's moving through this, the base camp is a sense of return, a sense of growth, and an opportunity to really understand who she is and that she's advancing as a character.
I can't just sit here.
So guys, you know the fans are wondering, will there be tombs in this game?
This Tomb Raider game has to have tombs. There's going to be these epic tombs that you're going to come through the story. There's just going to be those same kind of feelings you got when you played a first Tomb Raider game, and you're going to come to them and it's going to be like, this is what I paid for, right? These are the experiences I hope to achieve. What we're seeing in these early experiences are something that's more of our secondary tombs, some of our side content that you are going to have to, you know, revisit as you play the game. It's not something that we're immediately going to say, this is our tomb, but it will have a lot of content that I think the fans are really going to be excited about.
Remarkable.
Sam? Roth? Can anyone hear me? I've got to find them.
Hey guys, we're we're back on GTTV, still giving you more on the brand new Tomb Raider. I'm still here with Darrell, who's the head of the studio here at Crystal Dynamics. So Darrell, you know, tonight we saw this first kill, and I think a lot of fans are going to wonder, well, after that, I mean, is it sort of guns a-blazing for the rest of the game, or how do you ramp up the action?
Well, actually, we have pockets of ramps. You know, there's multiple ramps getting to the point where in the Microsoft Xbox conference, we showed somewhere in the middle of her arc. So obviously she has weapons at this point. She has a bow, she has flames.
She has a parachute.
She has a parachute. You know, there's some high action moments in there. Right. And that's important as well. We want this to be a fun game, right? So we want it to be entertaining. So we have these moments peppered, but they're motivated, and they are staged in a way where you don't go from 0 to hero within a split second. Right. Essentially, you build towards that. So there are a sprinkling along the way.
Absolutely. Well, we saw some teases of that, I think, in the trailer. And, you know, there's obviously a lot of combat, but it seems like you're really focused on some high action sequences, like in the Xbox briefing, that, you know, the parachute sequence looks amazing, and there's that crazy sequence with the airplane where she's, you know, tumbling down the hill. I mean, that's all gameplay, right?
It is. It's all gameplay, and I think that's one of the things, again, that makes this special for me, is the range of different experiences you can have.
It's amazing the scope and scale of what you guys are doing with this game. At E3, you know, you teased some of the combat at the Xbox press conference. What we're seeing tonight, where does that sort of lead us in the future? There's a lot still to tell about this game, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're still on the very beginnings of this character arc. We've got a 10+ hour game straight playthrough, even more if you explore. So we're at the beginnings of a character arc, and there's a long way to go in this game, and we haven't shown any of it. So that teaser was a good data point in a way of, here's where she actually gets to, at least a data point along the way. She goes further than that in this game. So we've got a lot that we actually haven't shown, and I think that's one of the cool things about E3 this year and last year. We've kept it very tight, and there's a huge amount of interest. And for us, there's a whole game under wraps that we're excited to actually show people at some point, and it'll be a big surprise for them.
This could be a way through.
Now, Darrell, at E3, you guys announced that you are doing DLC for Tomb Raider, and the first piece is coming exclusively first to Xbox?
That's correct, yeah. We can't talk too much about it because it's early days. I guess the main thing to say is first piece is coming first, as you said, to Xbox 360. So the DLC will be additive, right? It's not like there'll be a piece of the game missing. We have a complete story to tell and a complete experience from beginning to end that we're shipping. But that said, there's always more adventures, and we'd love to give some of those, so DLC will represent some more adventures beyond the end of this game.
Awesome. All right, well, we can't wait to check it out. It is coming out on March the 5th of 2013, and you guys have a busy season ahead. Lots more to show, I guess, on this game throughout the summer and fall.
Is anyone listening?
Absolutely. We've got Gamescom, we've got PAX, we've got Tokyo Game Show coming up, so over the next 6 months, we're going to be showing lots of Tomb Raider out there, lots of new content. Can't wait to show it.